Hi, everybody. I'm Andrew Eagar. I'm the Director of SEO here at Directive. And today I want to cover one of the most important strategies that you have in content marketing. I want to send out some inspiration around content marketing, some SaaS inspiration, some SaaSpiration. Today, as part of your content marketing strategy, we're going to talk about glossaries. And to do so, I'm going to be using one of the best glossaries I've seen in the space, and that's with Sumo Logic. So let's go ahead and dive into that. When you look at the Sumo Logic glossary term, I love this. You scroll through and you're going to see over 70 terms that they're creating definitions for. This is pretty fantastic. Not only do they have a large number of terms, but you'll notice a couple other key features as part of this, as part of your inspiration. I want to call out a couple of these features. One is they have these jump links, right? I can click on C, and here I am. I'm seeing all the C terms. And not only that, I have short definitions that add a little bit of context into what I'm clicking through. But then as I click on read more, which I'll do here, I'm sent to an entirely new page, and I'm given this pop-up, which is pretty great. I got this robot reaching out to me. That's pretty great. I'm going to exit out of those. I can't talk right now, Sumo Logic. Sorry, I'm recording a video. But let's go ahead and dive into some of the specifics here as well. When you think about a glossary, a lot of times we just think about the simple definition of the term, right? So if I'm going to define CRUD as an example with the acronym CRUD, I'm going to write it out. And in fact, if you look at this, they've pretty much done that here. And I can tell you that this is where glossaries, if you only do this, if you only create that simple definition, this is where your glossary strategy will fail. Because today's day and age, when somebody's looking for CRUD, they're not just looking for the definition. They're not just looking for what the acronym means. They're looking for a resource, an educational resource to tell them about CRUD. What is it used for? How do I implement it? And you can see in Sumo Logic's page here, they've expanded well beyond just the simple definition. They've gone into so much more. CRUD operations. They've gone into CRUD database. CRUD is a kind of a funny word. They've done the operational components, right? So create, read, update, delete. They have CRUD applications. How are you going to apply this? They have so many different definitions. You can see I'm scrolling through this. This is well over 1,000 words that they've added into the value of CRUD. And you might be thinking to yourself, I'm looking for some SaaSpiration, and this isn't really inspiring much. This is a lot of work. What is the value? Why would I ever do something like this? I guess is the question. 70 terms, writing over 70, probably, I think all of this equals more than 100,000 words collectively between all the terms and all of the pages that they created around this. So why go into that? Well, I'm glad you asked, because I want to talk about a few key components. So first, let's look at CRUD. I've already looked at a couple different keywords around like CRUD operations. And you can notice that on Google, I'm able to get a little bit more data. I'm able to see that around 3,600 people search for CRUD operations on a monthly basis. That's huge. And look where Sumo Logic is. That page is ranking number 2, right underneath, what is that, Wikipedia? Wikipedia. They're competing with Wikipedia here. They're able to show up number 2, and they're getting a large portion of the 3,600 visits a month because people are looking for CRUD operations. Now, what if they're just looking for CRUD? Let's look at that. Again, CRUD is a funny word. I probably should have picked a different one. Here we've got Mozilla, we've got Wikipedia, we've got Codecademy, and here Sumo Logic is coming in at number 4. And if you can see, this is 18,000 visits a month. Sorry, 18,000 searches a month. This is huge. Glossaries provide such a great opportunity for high volume traffic. Now you might be thinking, okay, well, they're ranking in position 4, like how much traffic are they actually getting, or in position 2, or aren't people just going to go to Wikipedia? Well, I'm glad you asked that question too, because now I'm going to use another tool to show how much traffic Sumo Logic is getting just by creating this glossary. So what I've searched for is I'm looking for any of the glossaries and any of the subpages, which includes the CRUD page and all the other terms. I'm able to see that in the top 10 positions, so on the first page of Google, which is really all we care about, they're ranking for 1.3 that's 1.3 thousand keywords, 1,300 keywords is what they're ranking for. They're getting about 23,000 visits on a monthly basis. Again, this is an estimate. This is software that just pokes in and tries to estimate how much they're getting. But based on this keyword search volume, where they're ranking for those keywords, we could estimate that they're getting about 23,000 visits, and they have a traffic cost of over $100,000. Now, this number is a metric that says if you were to pay Google Ads for these keywords, this traffic and that placement, you would pay about $100,000, just over $100,000 a month for those keywords. That's the value. And not only that, like scroll through some of this. We have awesome keywords that they are ranking for. Look at the search volume on these keywords. They are ranking in the top 3, they're like attack vector. They're ranking number 1. That's 1,600 visits every month. This is the opportunity, but not only that, this is a great traffic play. They're getting great opportunities coming to them to their website. But not only that, I'm using a tool now for Ahrefs, and I'm able to see how many links are pointing back to the glossary terms on the website. And this is more on the SEO side of things, right? So links are the reward given to people with great content. So as I look at the links that we're getting for this, I'm seeing that we have over 500 domains linking to our glossary. These are people that have found value in the glossary and are linking to it. And they're saying, hey, I want this. I want you to know this glossary. I want you to know this term. I'm hoping that you can see the value of these glossaries. And as we go into why the glossary or what made this glossary do so well, this is part of the inspiration. By creating a separate page dedicated to this and building your definition more than just a few words, and you're building out your definition like Sumo Logic's done here, you're going to have a great opportunity to rank for the terms that you want to rank for. Now, why do you want to do that? I talked about a couple things. Yeah, traffic, that's okay. All websites want traffic. And you can notice that, I closed out of the pop-up they had here and the chat bot that was trying to pull me further down funnel. That's a great way to treat traffic, right? So when traffic comes to your website, you're saying, hey, I'm glad you found our page. By the way, encouraging to move down the funnel. That's great. That Sumo Logic's doing a great job there. I ignored it because I'm watching a video, and also I'm not a DevOps person, so maybe I would never actually look for this term. But anyway, it's working for the people that are actually using this term. But not only that, from an SEO perspective, all of those backlinks that they're gaining into the glossary and the terms are building the authority and the brand authority of their website, not only in the eyes of users, but in the eyes of Google as well. So Google is able to not only rank these terms better, but their entire website. In fact, I'll go back to this strategy right here. This little block of text is very, very great, is imperative rather, very, very great. I meant to say it's very imperative. This is imperative to any successful strategy, because now what you're doing is you're building the authority to these pages, and then you're dispersing that authority. You're dispersing that authority out to these other pages. So they have other related terms, but then they also have other internal links to some of their bottom of funnel terms, some of their software solution pages. This strategy is helping to drive down further funnel, but also spread the authority that's going into their glossary section of their website into other components of their website as well. So anyway, I hope that you have found some inspiration with some of these. I will say too, directive practice, we practice what we preach. We have built out our own glossary. We have following the same strategy that we just talked about today. You can also see that Directive has been able to increase our keyword ranking for over 400 terms on the top page for keywords that are highly valuable. And if we look at the backlinks to our pages, we are also able to see the increase of backlinks to our website. There's your SaaS inspiration. I hope you are inspired to go build the glossary of your dreams. Now, a word of caution, don't half-bake this. Don't go into building a glossary and say, I don't know Andrew, I don't know what he's saying. I'll just build those 2 paragraphs of the definition. That should be good enough. Or, maybe I won't split these up into individual pages. Maybe I'll just have a single glossary page with all the definitions and terms on that page. If you do that, you will lose. And not only that, it'll be uninspiring. And by not having success, you will have wasted efforts, and you'll likely look at that as be like, see, glossaries don't work. Yeah, they don't work if you half bake them, but they do work if you fully bake them, like Directive and Sumo Logic have done, and so many other SaaS companies are doing today. All right, everybody. Hope you're inspired. Go build that glossary, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks.